This tip is for my taller golfers. So the taller golfers out there, this is the one for you. So throughout teaching, I have taught, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Lots of taller people, taller, I'm saying, 6'1" up. All right, my tallest student, 7 feet tall. All right, so there's a common trend with taller golfers. What do? They are I have kind of taken a mental note of it over the years. 100% of all taller golfers always bend over too much when they set up to the ball. They are all bent over too much. All right, so what happens if you bend over too much like this? Well, your body mass is ahead of your toe line. Imagine, if I was 6'4", okay? Got a lot of body mass here ahead of your toe line. If you go back into the backswing, you run the risk of going onto your toes and shanking your shots. Also, what I see taller golfers do, because they're bent over too much, they usually want to try to stand up going back. So if you stand up, you're gonna have to go back down to hit the shot. All right, so see that all the time too. So I am not kidding. 100% of all taller golfers that have come to me over the years are too bent over. So what do I want them to do? I want them to stand up taller. Use your height to your advantage. Why would you want to do a shorter person's swing? Why would you not be up doing this massive arc, hitting it about, 400 yards? So that's what happens once they start standing up. All right, massive circle, massive arc, okay, and they just start hitting it longer than they ever have. And of course pure, because they're running no risk of shanking it. All right, so how do I want you to stand up? Well, did a tip not too long ago talking about basketball. Okay, if someone was going to throw you a basketball, you're going to be up like this. You're going to be looking at the person throwing you the basketball. So that would just get your knees a little bit flexed right here. You're up here looking at the person like that. Just let your arms hang down. Now take your chin, start to look down until you can see the club and the ball. All right, now that is basically the body angles I want you to get. Keep in mind though, you've bent over too much. So once you've bent over too much, you have too much angle here. All right, so how do we accommodate this? When we've been doing this, well, all you have to do is lift your club up. See, if you measure right here, now I lift that up, there's about 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. I just made my club 3 inches longer than when it was here. Okay, so now I got a 3 inch longer club. Now I could stand up and accommodate that length of the golf club without changing the actual length. Hopefully, if you're a taller golfer, you're using, clubs that have been fitted to you, typically, maybe a half inch, my 7-foot student, his clubs were 5 inches longer. You don't have to go that crazy. You can also get your clubs bent more upright. That also makes the clubs longer without changing the weight of the club. All right, so have them bent more upright, lift the club up to accommodate it, and now you can do this kind of setup up here instead of being all bent over. Okay, now, if I take someone that's on this angle hitting a ball right here and I lift them up like this angle of the body, okay, it's going to take a minute because you're used to hitting a ball here, body's here, okay? Now I lift you up, okay, club's going to come through here, got to just relax a little bit. Within 5 minutes, you'll be hitting perfect shots with the new taller setup. All right, I've done this countless times, works every time. It's just, because you're on a little different angle, takes you a minute, plus it's something new, so you're gonna wanna come out of it and look at your amazing shots you think you're gonna hit, so you're gonna look up or lift up. Just give it 5 minutes, okay? Relax everything, loosen up, trust that that's going to work. Okay, so you definitely wanna do that with irons, okay? Now driver, same thing. You know, you've got to feel like you are way, way, way taller. Feel like your chest is like way out there, not down here, down at the ball. Okay, you don't want to be all bent over like this. You want to be up like this. Okay, now right here, you're going to do this massive arc that I was talking about. Wide arc. Wow, you are just going to hit the ball so much longer than you could have ever imagined. Okay, if you can get that taller setup. All right, so I like people to, you know, when they go to start this, just feel like your club's way out there. Okay, stand tall like this. Get the sensation of the club going around and around, around and around. Imagine if this was like a 30-foot long golf club, I'd have to go around and around. I'd have to be up. If I bent over like this and it's 30 feet long, the thing would be flopping all over the place. So you got to stand up like this. Now you'll be able to go around and create that wide arc I was talking about. All right, so if you are a taller golfer, I am talking, you know, maybe 6'1", 6 feet even, maybe, if you're bent over too much. But that, you know, up to, you know, like I said, my tallest golfer, 7 feet tall. So if that's you, you know, you'll know if you're bent over too much. Because, you know, you've probably been wondering why you're not hitting the ball that great. Well, I am not kidding. 100% of everyone that's come to me that's taller is always bent over too much. I stand them up, they start hitting it 1,000,000 times better than they ever have in their life. All right, so just take a look at that. Take a look at the setup. Just imagine how I got you to do it. Okay, basketball like this. Okay, just let your arms hang, look down, but you gotta change this angle. You can't have too much angle if you're going to accommodate the taller setup. All right, give that a try, and I'm telling you, it'll work for you too. I truly hope you've enjoyed this tip. You know, I've been teaching a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing now since 1991. If you'd like to learn this type of swing, then click on this link right here, or click the link in the description below, and I'll send you some free samples of my body swing book and video series that take you step by step by step through how to build a powerful, effortless, pain-free golf swing.